The biggest bridges to gap are to do with the reliability, the repeatability. Because if you build Copilot type of agent, or if you're using those, you often have to reprompt it or retry it just because it might fail, it might hallucinate, and so on. Whereas with these enterprise level solutions, there's so much more in there than just data being fed to an LLM, and that's that. So I would say that anybody who feels they are good with building Copilot type of agents, set yourself a challenge and try to think of how would you make it more reliable? How would you make it so that you only need to run it once and you know what's going to happen?
Mm.
And a good way to jump on to the next level from a sort of personal productivity perspective is to start using these. Like Microsoft's AI agent builder is already a good step in that direction, but it will require more code. It will require more technical components. And it's just about using the LLMs in the right places instead of using the LLM for as many things as possible. It's actually the other way around,
Mm.
but it does facilitate building solutions that would not have been viable to do before. Maybe you have a lot of process variation and you just simply don't even know what all the variation is. But now you can feed those, the start situation and the end situation, to an LLM and make it figure out how this happened. And then based on those, you do a few iterations, you get this list of things, you validate that with the business and see how far you got. And this way you're actually mining for the more deterministic rules with an LLM that the business
Mm.
validates. And this is the way to go in many of these projects. It's not that you can only do this work with an LLM. It's that it will take you so much more time if you don't use an LLM to
Mhm.
mine out these things. And that's what it facilitates. And that's what makes a lot of these projects even possible to do, because you have that extra brain doing that monkey work for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that wasn't feasible due to resources, money, or other reasons before. Exactly. So, yeah, maybe one point to add is the auditability, which is the utmost importance in the enterprise solution. So you need to have that built in the solution as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And the more deterministic components you have, the easier the auditing becomes, because you know
Yes.
exactly what happens in those spots. And then the responsibility LLM will be easier to manage as well, because you have your telemetry and so on. But because the responsibility is so much lower, it's easier to trace what's happening and it's easier to dig into how to fix things if something is not performing like it should.